got better things to do, man. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game, man. Hot Grease Chronicles EP 393 over 2024. Do you copy? Cinco de Crawford on deck. Cinco de Crawford. We want the fight, man. Cinco de Crawford. We want the fight, Canelo. Stop playing around. Stop playing around. For everyone, anyone, and for all those who are listening. All right? Understand one thing. You're not going to get any more credits than you need to when these conversations come up later in life. When you're much older than you are now and you're having this boxing conversation drinking whiskey and y'all want to sit up here and talk about certain fighters that you used to cover back in the day. Understand that you are supporting your own demise if you keep on trying to say that this fight don't need to happen, that he should fight in somebody else other than what we want to see. This is Cinco de Crawford. We want that green, white, and red. That green, white, and red. We want the Mexican colors, anchored in history. We want to plant that motherfucking God on that flag on top of the hill come 2025. But this is what I need from the Canelo fans. Shout out to Arnold Brown in the building. Salute to you, brother. This is what I need from the Canelo fans. I need for y'all to all purchase a new pair of cojones. Amazon Prime. Something. Don't go to Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, any type of hardware store. No, I need for you to see if you can get the steel ones from Japan. You know what I'm saying? Something. Because I don't like the energy that I'm hearing. Like, I thought y'all would come just a little bit stronger than all this freaking serenading of, deflection and hatred as always. Like, we want to see Cinco de Crawford next year. Brought to you first by World Combat Sports. Cinco de Crawford is when Crawford goes in there, if Canelo signs to fight, and fight 2025 in May and make history by going in there, slaying Canelo Alvarez and proving that he's always been number one. That's point blank period. Say what you want to say, how you want to say it. It don't matter. Shout out to Jay in the building. It really don't matter. But we're going to get back to Cinco de Crawford. Okay? We're going to get back to Cinco de Crawford. I want you to listen to something that Anthony Joshua has put out here yesterday. And I want you to just listen because he has a positive message for everyone who support him coming off another loss. And he wants you all to be positive. You know what I'm saying? I see all these people in the comments for Joshua that I didn't see with Wilder. Just so hypocritical. You know what I'm saying? So hypocritical, bro. He pretty much lost twice to supposedly one of the best heavyweights at this point in time, just like Wilder did, right? Then he turns around and they try to wipe away his loss to Andy Ruiz. Wilder's first loss was against, the race, the challenge to see who's the best heavyweight champion in the world. That's who he lost to twice. And then, Joseph Parker, former champion. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So him and Wilder on the same track. You know what I'm saying? And then there was Zhang. But at the end of the day, he lost to Ruiz. He lost to Usyk twice. And then he just got destroyed by Daniel Dubois. He has this message to send to y'all.
Came up short, but look, we've got to look at all the positives. That's the mindset and that's the perspective that we have to have.
The positive. That's the perspectives and the mindset that we have to have. Is he talking to the YTC? Because these cats don't have no positive, they don't have no perspective. But I see a lot of them in the freaking chat, boy. I see a lot of them in the chat, trying to act like, yeah, stroking Anthony Joshua's nuts. But they on here talking the absolute opposite of what Joshua's talking about.
Positive one, always. Look at what we've achieved in the space of 11 years. It's phenomenal. And I want to...
Look at what they have achieved in the space of 11 years. Now, peep this out, though. This is where Cinco de Crawford comes in. Crawford was boxing before Joshua came on deck. Joshua comes on here talking about, look at what we've achieved in the space of 11 years. Hey, I get it, bro. I'm not knocking you. I get it. I get it. I understand where you at with it, Joshua. But I say the same thing for Crawford. Look at what he's achieved in the space of him fighting for a longer period of time than Joshua.
I thank every single one of you that's been riding with me. What a roller coaster journey. But you know what the problem is that it's far from over yet.
He said, what a roller coaster journey. You know, it's not over yet. You know, the funny thing about it is not over yet. So he's saying he's going to come back because he feel like Eddie will always try to get him that open door. Just like when you're going up here looking for a house, he always try to get you that lockbox that you can walk through the door and say, this is it. This is the opponent that we need to become champion again. This is it, Eddie. You did it. You kept me around long enough to get an opponent that I can beat.
You know, we've done it once, we've done it twice. Doing it a third time hasn't been easy, but I believe it's something I can achieve. It's about making the right steps forward.
How doing it the third time haven't been easy? You fought Jermaine Franklin, you beat him, right? You don't give yourself credit for that. You fought Robert Helenius, you beat him, right? Okay. You don't give yourself credit for that. You know, you fought Otto Wallin. You don't give yourself credit for that. And then we all know the monstrous fight of them all that people are going to be talking about for ages is your fight with Francis Ngannou. God damn, 0-1. Whoo! I mean, yes, you have shown us.
Working hard, improving, and it's got to come from here more than anything. It can't come from any external voices or influences. It's got to come from here.
So he says something I do like. It cannot come from any external voices or influences. That's why I would say to you all this on this YTC dancing around, you know what I'm saying, and really getting acclimated to the costumes that you keep on switching in and out. It cannot come from no influences, no external voices. Those external voices, if you allow them to get too close to your private area, your private space, you know what I'm saying, your peace, your private space of peace, they can destroy you because there's a lot of voices out here that may approach you in a positive, but once they get close enough, all you hear is negativity. You know what I'm saying? It would be great if other American fighters can get that type of therapeutic exemption that the YTC give Joshua. They get mad, personally mad at somebody like myself just for speaking boxing. It's just boxing. I'm not putting out any of their personal information. All I'm saying is when it comes to them reporting on certain fighters, Joshua's losing. He's looking terrible. But yet people still want to goddamn jump up and for joy and praise him for doing clear. Like, where's the criticism?
And it's only been a day, but when I sit back and I'm thinking, I know I got a lot of this, man. I know I got a lot of this. So yeah, just a video to say thanks for your support. Thanks for being on this roller coaster journey with me. Keep your seatbelts tight because deep down in here, I know we've got a lot more to bring.
He said, keep your seatbelts tight because deep down in here, which he's saying is heart, he has a lot more to bring, y'all. Say he has a lot more to bring. No, that's all I'm trying to get at. Like, then why don't we try giving these other fighters that same respect? You know what I'm saying? Don't shorten them up too much, man. Like, you just want to discard them. Just get them up out of here. Give them some leeway. You know what I'm saying? Give them some understanding. Give them some real estate. You know, the real estate that has that integrity attached to it. You know, provide them opportunity. Just not, to go along with the flow and the topic. People know Joshua got dragged. If there was any other heavyweight, they would be saying, "Oh man, get him up out of here. He should never, never, ever, ever fight again," like they were saying about Wilder. Crawford's never been in that situation, but yet even when he did it to Spence, people was mad that the situation continued to get talked about and try to forget. They try to drink it away. They try to wash it away. That they was up here talking about what Crawford wouldn't do, and he went in there and washed them. All we want is the next step, Cinco de Crawford.
A lot more to bring to the game, and long may it continue. British boxing, I appreciate you. We rise up together. Let's go.
I like that. British boxing, let's go. Let's rise up together. I like that part. Seriously, I like that part. I ain't gonna lie. I like that part. You know, it'd be good. You know, if some of the fighters over here says that American fighters, let's rise up together. Let's go. You're not gonna hear that because there's so many slices to the pie, man. They too thin for someone to even get an acquired taste. You know, the fighters don't even recognize the country they fighting in. They don't really have no community of people that they think 100% that support them heavy. Seriously, they don't know, man. They don't know. But let me just briefly tell you all that I'm not continuing to bring up the T-Mobile massacre for no reason. All I'm saying is that y'all support, which y'all consider the number one fighter, right? Just encourage others to push for a fight that makes sense. Stop being cowards, man, little pussies about this shit. Man, how much time are y'all gonna stay and genuflect on one knee, man? Goddamn jerking Canelo off, man. How long are y'all gonna stay in a downward position? Tell that man to fight and sign. Let's see Cinco de Crawford next year, bro. We can see this immortalization. It seems like y'all are fearful of pushing for Crawford to get this fight. That's the only other way. You can't come in here and give all this freaking guidelines and standard operating procedures of boxing. All of a sudden, it comes down. Let's stick to the standard operating procedure and the protocol set therefore within the governing bodies of the government. You know, even though this sport's not regulated, we don't want anyone to talk about this fight. We just want to talk about everything else. Hey, man, he should fight this person, that person. No, why? If it's physical, because that's what people are saying. Oh, it's physical. He's too small. All that shit is gone. Point blank, period. If you are up here protecting a fighter who said Tio should be next for Crawford, then you need to go get checked and make sure your meds have the right milligram, okay? Because he co-signed a fighter that's 2 weight classes below Crawford, but yet he don't see why he should sign the fight Bud if he's co-signing T.O. to be in line to step up to 154 from 140? Just based off what, 3 fights? Has he truly acclimated into 140? But we're not even talking about him. We're talking about who they consider the big kahuna. Who they consider the big kahuna. We want to see the challenge, man. I come from the old cloth. I'm cut from that. I'm not cut from this type of material they use. You know what I'm saying? The panty lining material. You know what I'm saying? The wings with pad, the tampon material, that tends to rip when soaked too much. You soak it too much, tend to rip in half and spot. I'm not cuffing that material when it comes to this type of boxing. I hear too much going on, bro, where these cats that's supposed to say they're not fans of the fighters, they show enough, locking arms. Let's put up a barricade. No Crawford fight. No Crawford fight. No, man, no. Change it up, man. You still got time. See, I have to remind y'all that the fight fans went from 21 to 22, thinking about who Crawford was going to stop. They went from 22 to 23, thinking that, okay, now, you know what I'm saying, we're closer to see Crawford Spence. And then in 23, it happened. They had to go from 23 to 24 with the residue of the T-Mobile massacre, all the blood residue. You know what I'm saying? All the forensic work that had to be collected from the T-Mobile massacre. So now going in 24, 25, let's stay on code. Let's go up here, you Canelo fans, and say, okay, if he's top pound for pound, why are y'all trying to, you know, put up or impede this fight from happening? Let's go. 24 to 25, we want to hear on the docket. We want to see on the schedule that the next fight up is Terrence Bud Crawford versus Saul Canelo Alvarez. We want to see this fight. It's the biggest fight in boxing. Stop putting up other boxers' name. Stop crying and bitching all the time. If he's small, Canelo will prove he's too small. But we don't need for y'all to continue to say it because y'all not saying it with integrity. Y'all just up here bullshitting. Y'all just using it just for fun, just for play. Y'all will drop all these messages to me in the DM talking about how Canelo is too big, he's too strong, and all that. Y'all say everything but let's sign the fight. If you're saying he's too small and all that, let's see the fight then. Because you can't fuck with his credentials. Oh yeah, you try to sit up here and say that the man ain't did too much of anything. The biggest fight on his record is Errol Spence. Okay, that makes it even more qualifying for Crawford. You know what I'm saying? WCS is gonna help you understand. That makes him more qualified based off the words that you're using. You say the only name on Crawford's record that means something is Errol Spence, right? So that even elevates Crawford's appraisal value to get this fight. Why? Because y'all's the same one up here hyping up Errol Spence before he fought Crawford to step up and fight Canelo Alvarez. So keep the same energy. You all was hyping him up. Y'all was up here jumping up, clapping your heels together when that damn list came out. Maul Charlo, Errol Spence Jr. and David Benavidez is on a list of 3-fight deal for $100 million. Y'all remember? Y'all remember when he was asked, now that you finish this fight, you think we'll be able to get, Errol Spence Jr. Bud Crawford? He said, yeah, that's good, but it'd be better to move up to 168 and fight Canelo Alvarez. So that's what I'm saying. You all was all rah-rah, hey. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Errol Spence fight Canelo. Terrence eliminated that. So since he eliminated the very same fighter, and you said the biggest fight on his resume is Errol Spence Jr., which is the subject in question, it ain't nothing else to be said, goddammit. See, we can go either which way you want with this shit. Y'all fucking cowards that sit up here and call yourselves boxing fans. You don't want to buckle down and see history change. History that you want to be biased about. You don't want to freaking commit to it and say, okay, let's push for the fight. No, it's every other topic except let's push for the fight. Y'all ain't real boxing fans. These cats are not real boxing fans, bro. They want to be a part of reality shows, you know what I'm saying, gossip columns and all this. They was up here cheering their ass off when Errol Spence was trying to fight Terrence Crawford at 140. Canelo Alvarez at 147, yo. Now all of a sudden you're telling me that it just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense for Crawford to get the same concierge service. He doesn't get the same service. Why doesn't it make any sense anymore, man? Why does it not make any sense no more? Why are so many of you all all about hyping Canelo up, but you don't want to see him fight Crawford. And you say Crawford resume don't add up, but it has to add up because you was cheering on Errol Spence to fight Canelo Alvarez. He gets destroyed by Terrence Crawford, and now all of a sudden Terrence Crawford isn't qualified. He needs to fight another fighter. No, y'all wasn't talking about Errol Spence fighting another fighter when you was hyping him up on that list to fight Canelo. No, it was straight shot, just like a jab. Straight shot. Y'all was talking about that shit. Straight shot. Errol Spence, oh my God. Yeah, that would be, oh man, that would be the biggest fight in boxing. Yeah, we want to see Errol Spence. And then that monster got a hold to him, God damn it. And we already know what happened. I don't need to go show y'all the thumbnail. We already commemorated, the 1 year anniversary of the T-Mobile massacre, but we already know. But what we want to do now is we want all the duck hunters to hunt this duck so we can see the biggest fight in boxing. Stop up here kissing his ass, want to comb his hair, lube him down with baby oil, cinnamon baby oil and shit. Get him dressed in his goddamn silkies. You know what I'm saying? Massage his feet. Throw pedals at his feet as he walks to the freaking presser. Stop acting like you're the help. If we have two fighters that are qualified to step in the square and challenge one another in the art of war, in full contact sport as boxing, why aren't you out here supporting it? Because you sure enough supported Errol Spence to move up there and fight Canelo Alvarez. Why aren't you willing to support Crawford, who's beat Errol Spence, to step up there and beat Canelo? Y'all sound pussy, man, wet. Funky, stank. That's what you smell like. You smell like stank fishy fish. Y'all need to get, y'all need to get some cojones, some different cojones than what you was birthed with. Something's going on. Y'all need to get some estrogen blockers. Y'all need to get some testosterone tablets, something to build you up, get you back the energy. Because what I'm saying, I know it's making sense. I don't need your cosign. Benavidez, you say? Benavidez, the very same fighter Canelo rejected. You want Crawford to fight him, right? Does that make sense to you? No. Did Benavidez blow his chance? Yes. Is it Crawford's fault? No. Did Canelo fight him? No. Was he in line to fight Canelo? Yes. Did he owe his brother Jose Benavidez a freaking apology for getting his belt stripped heading into that fight with Crawford? Yes. Is it Crawford's fault for Benavidez losing his title and Jose having a little bit more stress than he need walking to the ring fighting that monster? Yes. Y'all trying to put all this liability off as if Crawford supposed to go and be a part of a freaking, recovery committee just because y'all sitting up here making shit up. Y'all want to go to the motherfucking, what they call that shit? Y'all want to go to the florist and pick out all these damn rose petals to throw at Canelo's feet instead of manning up and saying, we want to see this fight. Y'all really acting like Crawford is that monster, but you trying to treat it like he doesn't qualify to be a monster on the night when he's stepping across the ring from Canelo Alvarez. Somebody tell me how's that damn man shit, bro? How is that, supporting, boxing in 2024? How you got so many niggas, just wilting under this pressure, man? Just wilting like the damn rose petal, man, in the heat of the summer. Y'all just folding up and withering away, man. You're so soft and moist. Y'all so gooey right now. Y'all don't even want to, y'all don't have any motivation to push for a fight between two of the pound for pound fighters in the world. But you all up here want to act like you playing with Play-Doh for the first time. Ooh, this is mushy. Add some more water to this Play-Doh. A lot of you old niggas, y'all know what I'm talking about. The young ones, they don't have a clue. But they're mushing that Play-Doh together. Ooh, it's nice and mushy. Wow. Let me see what I can build with this. You can't build no balls with it. Benavidez all of a sudden. And trying to sit up here and say that Demetrius Andrade was supposed to be the test of David Benavidez when Canelo once again did not want to fight Demetrius Andrade. He said payday. He wasn't looking at him as no freaking challenger. Y'all trying to do the same shit that happened with David Benavidez. Are y'all retarded? He went up there and stopped Demetrius Andrade and still didn't get the fucking fight. Who's the dummy in that scenario? Who's the dummy, yo? Somebody explain that. Who's the dummy? He beat Demetrius Andrade like Canelo consented that if that's the case, he'll fight him. He still didn't get the fight. Now, you all are acting like you have ADHD. You have some type of disorder that's hindering you from using your goddamn reservoir of common sense. What I understand there's different classes of common sense, especially when it comes to this YTC. It's different classes. But they said the same thing about David Benavidez fighting Demetrius Andrade. He beats him and stops him, and he still don't get the fight with Canelo. And Canelo rejects Benavidez, but y'all trying to push for Crawford to fight him. As if it's a freaking, it's a air, you know what I'm saying? It's an air. Oh no. This is a community assumption here when it comes to an agreement. It's a community assumption. Canelo didn't say shit about it, but the community that's trying to push this motherfucking fight, they're trying to make it seem like it's scripture. This shit is not scripture. Crawford fights Benavidez. It does nothing for Crawford. Because Canelo ain't the overseer of nothing. Just because he gets a certain amount on his paycheck, what is that? Canelo's not the top 10 of all-time greats. What are you saying? Why are y'all so easily able to surrender and just work off your back? What happened to standing tall on your feet, man? Chest out, shoulders back, head and eyes open, being aware. You know what I'm saying? Acting like real boxing fans. Y'all up here like you want to sit down. Y'all just want to sit down. Eat some M&Ms and come up with reality scripts. How can we come on the YTC and talk some bullshit? So we're going to say the next bullshit, Crawford should fight freaking John Ryder or Jaime McGill, because they was talking about Jaime McGill may fight Canelo in a rematch. In order for Crawford to fight Canelo, he should fight Jaime McGill. Yeah, he need to fight that. Or Caleb Plant. He need to fight, no, not one, two. He need to fight two. You know what I'm saying? Common opponents of Canelo Alvarez. And then maybe Canelo. No. He's done enough. He's earned it. He stacked his his application. When you list all your credentials, stack his application. He's overly qualified for the job. All we need is the fucking contract. Stop being little hoes about this shit. Walking around here twitching and shit and blinking your eyes too many times when you're trying to come up with some lies, talking about somebody should fight David Benavidez. When y'all already said Benavidez fight Demetrius Andrade, yeah, it's more than likely he'd get a shot at Canelo, and it didn't fucking happen. Did y'all apologize? And then even Benavidez goes on an apology tour to be nice to Canelo. So he went from being a tough guy to kissing ass and back to the tough guy. And I don't dislike Benavidez brothers. I don't at all. I don't dislike them at all. But it's just how they're being manipulated by these fair weather boxing fans in the YTC who's up here telling them all of a sudden he should fight Crawford. And guess what? We got one we can push for you now. We're going to say that you want your get back. Like you said on the, man, come on, get the fuck out of here. 6 years ago, what did he has to do with his older brother Jose losing to Crawford? Not a motherfucking thing except losing his title due to Coca-Cola. So who do you owe an apology to? Your brother? Who should you fight? Your brother. Who did you fuck over in 2018? Your brother. How are you going to want some get back at 175 and they offer you a fight at 164 and it was too many pounds for you to drop? It was too many pounds. So you rather just say, hey, and they give me 4 more pounds, I can drop down to 168. They give me 4 more pounds. It'll be tough. Give me those 4 more pounds, man. I'll drop down to 168. Hey, the fact is, you don't have to drop down to 168 ever again because WCS is putting it out there as a PSA, not a disclaimer, that it serves zero purpose for David Benavidez to fight Crawford for his legacy. And once again, I'm going to remind you all the words that Crawford used leading up to the Errol Spence fight. You know where I'm going with it. Y'all want to listen? Terrence Crawford does not need David Benavidez for his legacy. Ding ding, ding ding, ding ding ding. Yeah. Just thought I'd remind you. Yeah. Benavidez for his legacy. He's going to expand his legacy. He doesn't need Benavidez for his legacy. Point blank, period. Stop all the bullshit. He doesn't need Benavidez for his legacy. Benavidez need to start focusing on his legacy to go at 175 to see if he's able to get on deck and fight the winner of Better Be Bivol before Canelo comes up there and goddamn take that shit away from him. Because he's already been up there twice. He need to be focused on running security and interference for that not to happen. Because Canelo will do anything possible not to fight this black monster 2 divisions down who proposed a lethal threat to Canelo. Bud proposed more of a threat to Canelo than Floyd did when he fought him. Because Canelo is putting all these miles in now, right? He's put all these miles in. And he went in there and got a clinic put on him by Floyd Mayweather. So he put in all these miles. He's in his 30s now. Now he's going in there with a fighter that's just physical, just as much physical as he is, just as strong as he is. So the only thing left is that Crawford said he has, you know, what he has to be concerned about is his power and his size. You know, his power, you know, and everything is definitely gonna play a role. But when you have a good solid team, the Mad Scientist Bo Mack against Eddie Reynoso. Woo! God damn, that's gonna be a hell of a night. Only if we can pull that goddamn duck out the coop and to the goddamn table and sign that contract. People gonna sit up here, hey man, you better stop talking about it. Don't piss Canelo off. He ain't gonna fight him then. Man, yeah, we already know how, you know, these fighters gotta kiss Canelo ass to get that damn name on the dotted line. They gotta be Canelo prima donna. You know what I'm saying? He be up there like, no. He called me motherfucker. He talk about mother. No one talks about my mother. No, Canelo. We did this with Caleb. You said you was a no, I'm not. He called me mother. He talked my mother. No. Disrespectful. I'm not fighting him. No, man. You Canelo fans, stop bullshitting around. If it's easy work like Canelo said, then why haven't we seen any type of documentation? I'm waiting on CINCO de Crawford. Y'all said it. We want that green, white, and red, baby. 2025. Let's go. Sing on deck. ¿Qué pasó, amigo? De Cinco de Crawford. Yes, we want Cinco de Crawford. So when, when Crawford goes in here and whoop Canelo ass, right? I think that's going to be when I wear the green, white, and red for an entire year straight. I think, when it comes down to it, I think I'm going to wear the green, white, and red for a year straight. Because Terrence Crawford would have become the best, one of the best black Mexican boxers of this era. He would have dual citizenship when it comes to 2025 when he finished off Canelo Alvarez. Real talk. I know people talking, but look, if you believe in your fighter, like I believe Crawford going in there whooping on Canelo, then pay more attention to building up Canelo. But you don't want to do that. You want to say, oh man, Crawford shouldn't do this, but you want to send him to another fighter at 168. It don't make any sense, man. It don't make any sense. It's never gonna make any sense. If you're saying he's too small for Canelo, but you push for him to fight Benavidez, you're frauding out now. You're frauding out. You're not being honest. You're just coming up with bullshit, trying to feed it, trying to spoon feed that shit to whoever will listen. Oh, he's too small for Canelo Alvarez, but fight Benavidez. Yeah. He doesn't need Benavidez for his legacy. You hears me? He doesn't need Benavidez for his legacy. He doesn't need Benavidez for his freaking legacy. And truth be told, the biggest fight in boxing, they know it, is easy to make. We just don't need Canelo to price himself out just so he can go up here and whine to the people talking about, I don't like that guy. I don't like how he speaks to me. I don't like that Turkey Allah Sheikh. He acts like me. He acts like he's freaking entitled to some shit. Yeah, exactly. Just like you. You act like you entitled to motherfuckers kissing your ass before the fight. And, in order for them to get the contract signed, they got to kiss your ass. No. No, this is the biggest fight. Don't price yourself out. It's all about stepping into the ring, Canelo, and facing your fears. You got one of the best trainers in your corner in Eddie Reynoso. Crawford has one of the best trainers in Bo McIntyre. It's not only a clash of the fighters, but a clash of the teams and trainers too. The advice, the strategizing. You know what I'm saying? Who's more tactical? Whose game plan is more effective? Who put more time and effort coming up with their strategic offensive defensive plan? That's how the fight is the biggest fight. It's a lot of y'all just thinking about the two names itself that's going to go in there and throw the punches. No, we got to look at the coaches too. We got to look at the Eddie Reynosos and Brian Bomacs. We have to look at the entire team. Also, we have to look at that shiny, I'm talking about that bright shiny, sparkling on the right side of Crawford's ledger. Because that means he's undefeated. Say one more again. He's undefeated. If you think what I'm saying doesn't make sense, because I've had a lot of people just feel some type of way because I don't even, I have not a one full hand of my favorite fighters. that I rock with. But yet, I have more than 2 handfuls, 3, 4 handfuls of people who say, oh, I don't even want to support you no more. I don't want to talk. Why? Oh, man, you be kissing Crawford ass. You be kissing Deontay. Man, you always talking about your hot tucker, man. Man, you got fighters you can support in your own city, man. Where they at? People get mad and stop talking to you all because you're talking about boxing, which is your own opinion. You know what I'm saying? You can support football teams, right? But don't nobody say too much of shit. But when it comes to boxing, a mano a mano sport where two individuals get to prove in the art of war who's the better combatant, where's mental and physical. But then we have fighters that saying they want the best fighters to contend against one another, but they want to make it feasible for them on popularity votes. If you have a fighter that meets all the criteria, once again, you have fighters who meet the criteria. 4 weight divisions. 4 weight divisions. At least 1 undisputed division out of the 4. Multiple world titles. Multiple lineals. Pound for pound residency. They have the criteria that qualifies both of them. And only one, the smaller fighter, has been calling out the bigger fighters. Crawford called out Jermell Charlo when he was still holding the straps, and Jermell got off them titles like loose change with a hole in his pocket. And then when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, after all the hoopla was put to the motherfucking cemetery, when they was hyping up Errol Spence to fight Canelo, Bud goes in there and performs janitorial duties. He cleans up the area. Well, that looks all nice and clean. White glove the whole division, undisputed. I'm done here. I'm done here. 2-time undisputed, first to do it. You know? And then you get to a point where he's calling out the so-called, the big kahuna. He's calling out the Mexican fighter, the superstar. He's calling him out to fight. And these cats are up here grabbing the flute. They grabbing tambourines and harmonicas. We don't want to see this fight. No, we don't want to see it. We don't want to see the fight. You can tussle with Benavidez. We don't want to see Crawford fight Canelo because we're haters. I mean, come on, put down the harmonica, the tambourines, the cymbals. We don't want to see no positivity. We don't want to see. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to see nothing. If they so sure of themselves, right, that Crawford isn't the guy, why don't you just let it play out next when CINCO de Crawford makes history and goes down in the boxing annals? And you better hope to God it ain't a stoppage. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. I don't want people sitting up here losing their fucking mind, and it's early in the week. You know what I'm saying? It's only Tuesday. All I'm saying is, like, when it comes down to the fight, if you're not confident enough that you're saying Crawford isn't the guy. He looked this way against Madrimov. He looked that way. He looked this way. He looked that way. Last time I checked, Edgar Berlanga was on the canvas. Edgar Berlanga had a knockout of 16 straight, and then he just went on a distance type guy. You know what I'm saying? And he was on the canvas. And he was, practicing his cannibalistic freaking, you know what I'm saying, skills in the ring when he got frustrated. He still got a fight with Canelo. What did he do that you're gonna talk about forever? When you look at Canelo best hits, is Edgar Berlanga gonna be in the top 20? Is the Edgar Berlanga fight gonna be in the top 20? Let's try Jaime Munguia. Is the Jaime Munguia fight going to be in the top 20 of the Canelo fights? What about John Ryder? I got one for you. I'm talking about with the best fiesta, the best Mexican food you can ask for. Goddamn it! Are you gonna look for Jamel Charlo of the Canelo's best hits? So since the answer is hell fucking no to all of them, don't you want to see Bud Crawford step in there? So you can really look at some history? At least you will have some history. Say, damn, I didn't think this little nigga goddamn move up there and do what he did, dog. You know, he did that shit against Errol Spence. And I was like, okay. You know, he caught Errol Spence at the right time. You know, accident. You know, he was having it was a heat wave in Texas. He come over there in freaking Vegas. You know what I'm saying? After they said, you know, Errol Spence was looking in the best shape, that mother still had to cut weight on fight week and weigh in right on the dime, 147. Right on the dime, y'all. They was pushing so heavy for him to fight Canelo Alvarez, but he just couldn't get past that Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? When you make that declaration that you want to be undisputed in the division and it's 4 titles and you have 3 of those stones, you have to get the 4th stone. And the 4th stone, you knew it was going to be dangerous. Oh my God. You knew that motherfucker going to be a savage. I wish, to be honest with you, if I had any wish to kind of manipulate and change the outcome of Crawford's fight, it would have been with Errol Spence. Because I just wish he would have just carried, just like luggage, Spence to the final bell with those knockdowns, so we could have seen Showtime finance the rematch. So then he could have showed out and stunned on Spence in the rematch, and we would have got 2 fights. But when you got a killer that said, no, I'm not all about the performance playing around for you, nigga. I'm going in there and getting straight to it. I understand. There was a lot of talk. It was 5 years in the making. 5+ years. He wanted to go in there and clean house, and he did. He went in there and cleaned the motherfucker straight out. Now you have these same individuals that was talking so much shit back then, even when he went to BOK Prime. Now they want to switch it up. These was the same ones who lost everything betting on Errol Spence July 29, 2023. They still haven't fucking recovered. They've been camping out FEMA, talking about they had a disaster. Sir, we told you don't fall within the guidelines of us rendering you aid. Fuck you, goddammit. I lost every fucking thing. It was a disaster. Leave FEMA alone. You all betted the house and wind up with a cardboard box. You all went up here believing that everything was going to work out. All the rhetoric you was putting out there on what Crawford couldn't do. He ain't fought nobody. No. Stick to the motherfucking same energy right now that you don't believe Crawford can go in there and beat Canelo. So therefore, if that's the case, you make it easy for everyone that feels the same way you do and push for the fight. Stop being pussies. I'm talking about pussies on the crackhead too. All worn out, because I'm tired of goddamn y'all ass walking around here scratching and shit. Smell you from a mile away with that bullshit you talking. From a mile of fucking way, yo. They was all hyping up Errol Spence to get the Canelo fight, and then all of a sudden the dude who beat Errol Spence Jr. does not get the support. The very same people who consider themselves to be qualified, legitimate, diehard boxing fans who was pushing for Spence to fight Canelo before the T-Mobile massacre is now acting like, I ain't no, remember. I never said. You look in their catalog, these niggas was pushing and pushing for Errol Spence to fight Canelo. He deserving of it. He's did everything. He's the damn heavy lifter. Look, I can't tell you how many report cards I was handing out with motherfucking F's on it. You know what I'm saying? And the F wasn't for failure. It was for fuckboy. Because a lot of these cats was acting like Crawford ain't did shit in his freaking career. And the contradiction was he ain't fought nobody. But when it boiled down to who Errol Spence had fought, a Kell Brook, a damaged Kell Brook, and a Sean Porter. That's what they was going off of. And they was up here praising, they was marching, protesting, had their signs up. Yeah, we want to see Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez because Errol Spence is the heavy lifter. He's a ticket seller. He put butts in the seats. He put butts in the seats, y'all. That's what they were saying. And look, as many people that will listen, he put butts in the seats, y'all. That's all you heard over and over again. He put butts in the seats. He's the heavy lifter. He's the heavy lifter, butts in the seats. He sell the tickets, heavy lifter, butts in the seats. The same shit. But the seat he ended up being on July 29th, he didn't need no seatbelt for that ride. That motherfucker got bumpy quick. Woo! It's 3 minutes per round, goddammit. And when he dropped that motherfucker with a goddamn jab, oh my God. Hand over eyes were seen throughout the T-Mobile arena. Motherfuckers was looking at the fights in the second round through the crack of their fingers, y'all. And you trying to tell me any fighter that you know that caused that ill effect shouldn't be in the ring with Canelo? We want to see the Canelo fans do it. That's what I want to see. I want to see the Canelo fans do it. Not so much, the Mexican fans. Mexican fans are who they are. I'm talking about the fake black freaking boxing enthusiasts that love just turning their back on black fighters. I'm talking about my people. They're sitting up here every time they crack their lips. They want to talk about what other, fighter Crawford should fight. Why he doesn't or shouldn't do this over here. Now, I want you to focus on the legacy aspect of it, like you do all the other favorite fighters you have. They're not as damn popular, as decorated as Crawford, so that's why you don't talk about them as much. But this is a point in 2024 where the time is now, goddammit. The time is now. I'm tired of handing out these report cards with F's on it for you fuckboys out there that don't want to goddamn stick to the script. And when a fighter is the best and he wants to fight another best fighter, why don't you speak on it as such? Why you up here just keep on saying the same shit? He should fight Rocky Marciano. How's that gonna happen? He's a boxer, right? He should just fight somebody else. A Sugar Shane Mosley. He should fight somebody with more. Man, come on, bro. Sugar Shane said he'll be back in the ring soon. They up there talking about Crawford. That's who Crawford should fight. That's who Crawford should fight. Another common opponent. He had to do it for Errol Spence. Fight Sugar Shane Mosley. Yeah. Did you see his fight with Canelo? Yeah, he gave him a hell of a run. Go ahead, bud. Fight Sugar Shane Mosley. And then maybe, if you go in there and stop him, we'll consider you to fight Canelo Alvarez. No, that's not gonna work, man. No. Stop the fuckboy shit. Pay attention. You all consider yourselves diehard fanatics. And this is to all Canelo fans. Every time I hear you crack your lips recently, you all are showing signs of weakness, fragility. When it comes to your mental strength, you're acting like the wiring is just not sparking with the same intensity that you have when Canelo stepping in the ring against fighters that you know he can beat. Y'all are all, yeah. Keep the same energy you had when he was fighting Callum Smith, Billy Joe Saunders, and Caleb Plant. Keep that same energy when he was fighting Gennady. That's the energy I want. Gennady 1 and 2, not the 3, not the Jerry talk Gennady. But we talking about Alvarez, Golovkin 1 and 2. Keep that energy, but higher. Y'all praised the shit out of him for getting in there with old Gennady, right? He was qualified to fight Canelo after having 7 motherfucking fights. He up there waiting on the porch in a rocking chair, and Canelo said, "Hey, my friend, you ready?" And you trying to say Crawford can't do it? Crawford's more qualified than Gennady. And you know where I'm going? You know what flag I'm about to run up the pole? Since y'all want to use this fucking argument when he was stepping in there with Errol Spence Jr. and talking about Errol Spence would beat everybody on Bud Crawford's resume, and you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? It's nothing special. And then people say the biggest fighter, the biggest name on Crawford's resume is Spence. Look where I'm going now. Who equals the achievements? Starting off with Bud Crawford. Who on Bud Crawford's resume is equal to achievements of Canelo Alvarez? Who? Nobody, right? I started off with Bud first. Nobody, right? But drum roll, bring out the harmonica cymbals. Yes, tambourines, bring them all up. Trombones, I need you in here. Drums, go ahead. Who on Canelo Alvarez's resume holds the qualifications of a Terrence Bud Crawford? Bring in the drums, please. Who again? I didn't quite hear you. Who on Canelo Alvarez has equal to greater qualifications of a Terrence Crawford? I'm waiting. So if we answer no one to both of those questions, that means they are equally qualified to face one another. And I'm suggesting that you stop bringing in the weight and everything, because you wasn't worried about the weight when he moved up and faced Bivol. You wasn't worried about the weight. But when it comes to the qualifications in boxing, it's not that many fighters that equal up to these two fighters. It's not that many at all, especially that's close enough to challenge Canelo Alvarez for the spot. You know what I'm saying? For the spot. The time is now. Are y'all gonna man up? You know what I'm saying? Take off those panties and shit and put on some boxers? Are y'all gonna man up and stop pushing these marshmallow cotton ball ass narratives, bro? Talking about somebody don't qualify, he should fight this, that, and other, everybody except Canelo. Y'all sitting up there massaging your crotch every time you try to deflect a Canelo question. Man the fuck up, man, and say that the biggest fight in boxing is that of Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Stop being little bitches about this shit, man. Y'all claim to be hardcore boxing fans, but y'all some bitches when it comes to, oh, we have this black Omaha fighter that has equal the freaking credentials of a Canelo Alvarez. Undefeated. Pound for pound. But yet y'all up here trying to throw rose petals in a different way. Oh, so-and-so. Let me see. We got Johnny Ryder, Jamel Charlo, Jaime Munguia, and Edgar Berlanga. There has to be some other Hispanic out there. Hey, Canelo, you want to fight Danny Jacobs again? No? Shit. Damn, who can we get? And Billy? Nobody really knows him. It doesn't matter. It's for Canelo. Anybody besides Crawford. Now, we were just talking about qualifications. That's all we want, qualification. Who qualifies? There's only one guy out there qualifies to step through the ropes on this night. So y'all should just take upon yourself to just grab back, take back control of your integrity of the sport. Stop going around here bitching and trying to dog everybody else out that's not supporting this damn bullshit ass narrative, man. How long are you gonna play in the toilet and watch them floaters and sit up here and put toothpicks with flag? Oh, look at my ship. I made a ship, mommy. I never seen a doo-doo log like this before, but I put a flag on it. It's floating pretty good. Now I'm gonna do a live stream and talk some other shit about how Crawford should fight this other fighter rather than Canelo. Stop fucking protecting this nigga, man. Somebody, hey, I didn't make this shit right here. Somebody had very good imagination, man. You know, they put Canelo with a duck. You know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Real talk. What is this about? I'm going from the bottom. Shout out to Samad on deck. Samad Warren on deck. Salute to you. Haynes Legacy in the building. You know what I'm saying? Salute to you, Haynes. He said WCS has full-blown grease fire in his kitchen. Damn, stop the madness and please sign the big fight, Nello, because WCS ain't gonna let up. His professional neck stepper. Hey, man, you gotta let them know, Haynes. They get mad because I'm just, look, it's just an opinion. But it is some facts in there, though. There are some excerpts that are factual. Both fighters are equally qualified. Just because Canelo has more fights don't mean the quality of fights he has separates him any more than Bud to not step in the ring. What about all the other accolades? What about all the champions Bud Crawford has faced? We've seen that. Shout out to OG Mr. Golden on deck. Shout out to Blue Hustle in the building. Shout out to Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. Salute to you, bro. Canelo has so many excuses for not fighting Bud. One minute he wants to consider it, and the next he wants $150 million to fight him. $150 million. And these cats don't see a problem with him wanting so much money to fight a fighter that he's been on record as saying he's easy work. 1 minute, I don't need to do that. Just like he said about Demetrius Andrade. He said, I don't need to do that. But then he turned back around for Bud. Oh, yeah, he's too small. Easy money. But for easy money, he want 1.5. You want 1 point. What? How do you want that much money to fight a fighter that's easy money? Why do you want a high ticket to face a fighter that's not supposed to be on your level from a lower division? Somebody's capping, bro. Somebody's capping. Shout out to Chuck in the building. Shout out to Mike in the building. I see. What's good? But with no Mas Canelo, and I think the content creators know. Man, don't hey, you try to tell them that it's a possibility Canelo gets stopped. They say, no, man, you on some other shit. You smoking all that. That's the same shit they were saying about Errol Spence, though. And I'm not comparing Canelo Alvarez to Errol Spence because Canelo has a much more heavier package when it comes to accolades. I'm talking about his administrative documentation is much more heavier than Errol Spence. But when you talk about a fighter who was campaigning the pound for pound list while Canelo and Crawford was there, was a Errol Spence Jr. So they can say the best fighter on Terrence Crawford resume is a Spence, but this was the same Spence that they was advocating for to face Canelo Alvarez. These niggas was every day in and out. Oh my God, the fight with Errol Spence and Canelo Alvarez may potentially happen. This may do unbelievable numbers. Man, he was coming up every day. They wanted that motherfucking fight. And lo and behold, they weren't paying attention to them motherfucking white little blinky eyes in the shadows. Just over there, just looking, observing. Okay, they keep on underestimating like I ain't shit. Okay, all right. They weren't paying attention to them eyelids that was over there in the shadows blinking. You know him, Diddy James, they say, man, he ain't fought nobody, man. Who are they? Who are they, man? And the two fighters, they try to give excuses, bro. They try to say Sean Porter had 1 foot out in retirement, right? But this what WCS says. He definitely had 2 feet in the ring that night to get that $4+ million paycheck. So you can talk that bullshit all you want. Talking about Sean Porter had 1 foot in retirement. I know what both of his feet was on fight night in 2021, and that was in the ring, goddammit. He didn't turn down that $4 million. Say what you want. Canelo knows that Bud is a true threat, and he doesn't want that blemish on his record of mine. Hey, he don't want that blemish on his record or his mental. And he don't want to see Crawford face as the last fighter to beat him. And he a black fighter too. It hunts Canelo. That's why all this little talk is like, oh man, Canelo, I would love to fight Floyd Mayweather. Don't nobody want to see you fight Floyd. I don't care if it's for $300 million. Who cares if you go out here and have Floyd Mayweather on your resume? Who cares? That's just like you having all these fights in between Gennady Alvarez 2, and it took you damn near 7 fights to come back and fight him in a trilogy? And look, these same motherfuckers that's out here co-signing that Crawford should fight Benavidez instead of going straight to Canelo when you was up here cheering. And no, I take that back. You was quiet when he was about to face Gennady in a trilogy that nobody wanted to see. Nobody remembers that shit. And let's talk about total. When people talk about total, it was some 115, 113 scorecards on that fight too. How? And Gennady's so old, the fight can be that close. You know what I'm saying? But we got content creators out here talking about you didn't beat up so and so, Madrimov. You notice the whole time I haven't even mentioned Madrimov because Crawford did what he's supposed to do with Madrimov. He got the victory. And once again, WCS always put out there that these motherfuckers won't give him credit when he's actively in the mix, like he was at 147, cleaning motherfuckers out and stopping them. He didn't fight nobody. But then when he goes up to 54 and don't stop Madrimov, you want to throw shade on the very same performance value that he had going on at 147. Now you want to make it a big deal while you're criticizing him. He was knocking motherfuckers out at 147, but then he come to 154 and he doesn't get the knockout. And you want to say, oh, look at it. His shit don't transfer. He was doing this at 147. It don't transfer at 154. So how he expect to go out there and fight Canelo? Well, having Canelo went the distance he left. See right there, that's different though. That's different. You know what I'm saying? Because Canelo, he got a lot going on, man. He went up to 175. He just been moving around, man. He got a lot of work on his body. He had knee surgery and all that. That's why he going the distance. He's giving these guys an opportunity to live to fight another day. But if it's Crawford, he ain't giving him the opportunity. Man, get the fuck out of here. OG Golden on deck. Get the fuck out of here. Nobody don't want to hear that shit y'all talking, bro. I'm going to continue to put y'all ass on notice because y'all out here talking the shit. And I know y'all say behind closed doors. Y'all say, man, I get tired of WCS, talking. You think he talking about us? Yes. Yes, he is. Because y'all the ones that have changed, and now y'all wanna jump and put the shit on and become a sheep. And y'all trying to act like y'all have dual motherfucking duties. Yeah, sometimes you want to be a shepherd. Sometimes you just want to hop in there and see what the fucking sheep is doing. Y'all know shit is not like you're trying to portray it to be, that Crawford needs Benavidez to get. No. You're playing stupid right now. Because he did that with Demetrius Andrade and it got him zero. It got him zero cause and effect. When I tell you zero cause and effect, he beat Andrade and people's like, okay, what's next? Canelo didn't fuck with him. If you're in a division and you up next and Canelo don't have you come on, bro. This is the same guy who has bragging rights as the first franchise champion. Y'all forget. He's the first franchise champion. Why did he become franchise champion? He didn't want to fight Maul. Isn't Maul still on the tab? Wasn't he signed up on the tab to face Canelo at 168? Is he up next sometime? Are they going to bring him back? Huh? That's who Benavidez should be focused on, other people. Talk to these fake boxing fan W says, let them know, man, for real, right? They're people pushing these bogus ass, sorry, trash ass narratives, bro. All because they don't like a fighter. Like, this shit worse than goddamn being in a relationship with a bitch, man. These dudes up here just playing games and shit. Like, you playing games with your side chick. That's how they do when it comes to, they playing these mind games with their side chick. They act like they dedicated to the craft. I'm going to treat you right, baby. Yeah, I'm going to spend more time with you. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. No, just tell her. You the side chick, play your position. That's what I'm telling y'all. Play your position with the shit that you putting out here to the media. If you want to treat it like you don't care about integrity or the truth, don't get mad when somebody talk about it. Y'all up here trying to do shit that I didn't hear anything about when Crawford was on his way up to fight Spence. I didn't hear these niggas talking about none of that shit, yo. Like, Crawford didn't qualify for shit. Nobody on his resume can beat Spence. Spencer beat everybody on his resume. He don't sell tickets. He moving funny. He need to lead Top Rank. He involved with MTK. He may be investigated. Al Heyman ain't gonna do business with him. He don't have a promoter. He fucked up. Errol Spence is the A side. Errol ain't gonna put up with that shit. Crawford deserves 70-30, 80-20, whatever we give him. He's on the other side of the street. Man, the motherfucking list goes on and on and on. And then Crawford closes the chapter on all that shit, right? Closes the chapter off July 29th, destruction. Close the chapter, but leave the page folded. Leave the page folded to revisit another day. Now he's going for the bigger dog at the top. And then they come up here with the K9 unit and animal control. Sir, we was called of the disturbance, and you calling out Canelo Alvarez. We understand that you're a savage in this sport, but we're going to have to take drastic actions next time we get this call. Please stop calling out Canelo. Leave him alone. I understand you're a very intensive, aggressive fighter and everything, but you're going to have to learn some control. Canelo is protected by the highest order. Man, wise the fuck up, man. Don't let these motherfuckers sit up here and tell you some bullshit all because they got a team to make some edits. Get on here and say, oh, well, you know, T.O.'s really doing what he's supposed to do because he's calling out all the big names. T.O.? Ryan Garcia is calling out all the big names. He's a ticket seller. Crawford ain't a ticket seller compared to Ryan. And, you know, truth be told, man, when it comes down to it, Ryan Garcia really give Crawford a run for his money. We talking about a fighter who hasn't fought above 140. They're hyping up two fighters that's currently campaigning at 140 pounds, yo. I can't make this up. This is what is out there. These niggas up here boosting up two non-black fighters to put them in the conversation of a black fighter that has achieved way more than they'll ever achieve in their career. And they're up here talking about T.O. has a chance. He's calling out Crawford. It's funny, once again, how hypocritical these little bitches are. Because Teofimo can call out Crawford, but Crawford can't call out Canelo and get the same motherfucking cosign. You ever heard of that? You ever seen that? T.O. can call out anybody. He can talk mad shit about Crawford. You know what they talk about when it's time for Monday to come around? Man, wow. Crawford trying to fight outside the ring. Look, these little bitches didn't say shit about Caleb Plant fighting outside the ring. They didn't say shit about Maul Charlo getting slapped by Caleb Plant for pulling on his beard. I ain't saying Caleb was wrong. They didn't say shit about both of the Charlos' wives fighting each other in the parking lot. Right? They didn't say shit about Keyshawn arguing with freaking Emiliano Vargas. The shit happens in boxing. You know what I'm saying? The shit happens in boxing, bro. But they try to make a big deal out of Crawford fingerprinting goddamn T.O.'s freaking jawline with his goddamn index finger. And he said outside of boxing. They said, man, when it comes down to it, he's out of control, man. You know, T.O., he maintained poised. He stayed poised, disciplined. He wasn't out there acting like a thug. I hate to say that about Crawford. He was being real thuggish. See, T.O. was showing you the right way how to conduct yourself. They took it back. Hey, they took it back to the old preteen days. They act like they was motherfucking mentors, yo. They was like, you know, Crawford's just acting out of pocket when he's approaching someone who's been up here saying what he'll do to him. Like out with the old boxers, you know what I'm saying? He's looking old, his legs are gone, this, that, and the other. So if that's the excuse or the criticism that you use for Crawford, then T.O., what the fuck is wrong with you? Because you can't stay off the motherfucking canvas like fresh paint. Nigga. Ryan Garcia got all this shit in his system. He's telling the people, hey, it's okay, man. You know, it'd be 25 with 100 mil. I'm a drinker and a smoker, yeah. I'm just like you. Praise the holy name. Praise his holy name. Praise the Most High. Always believe in your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Now back to smoking weed and drinking. Come on, man. Come on, man. Man, I want to put these niggas on. Man, come on, bro. Crawford don't have none of that shit on his motherfucking sheet. And they sit up here, and time they get the opportunity, they want to damn hype these two names up whenever they get a chance. And they want to act like they're ticket sellers. Just because Canelo wants to pimp out. You know what I'm saying? He wants to pimp out. I guess he's the new Diddy of boxing, huh? Because, you know, Canelo be pimping out these motherfuckers. You know, Canelo get on here and look, when he said Crawford should fight, when Canelo said Crawford should fight T.O., it reminded me when I seen Justin Bieber with Diddy. Did it not, y'all? I said, look at here, look at here. That's something funny with that. Where's his parent at? Oh, he's right behind him. He's consenting. Canelo put his hand on his freaking head and rubbed it around. Yeah, Crawford, you should fight T.O. Yeah. Gave T.O. that look. I gave you the cosign. You know it's going to cost you. You know it's going to cost you. Okay, Gordo? It's going to cost you. I'll see you at the gym. I'll see you at the gym. And that's when T.O. had to deal with Canelo's sweaty balls. Real talk. Canelo gonna sign, gonna co-sign T.O. to fight Crawford. And he won't even fight Crawford himself coming up 2 divisions. Stop it, bro. Stop it, T.O. You the goddamn new Justin Bieber, bro. At the end of the day, when you was a youngin', you had to go over there and kiss the ring of Canelo Alvarez to get the co-sign for Crawford. You didn't even feel good about doing that shit. When Canelo was on stage with Edgar Berlanga and he was doing that dick swinging shit, that shit crossed your mind. You say, yep, I remember those. It took you back to Michael Jackson. I remember the time. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But I'm not going to hold y'all too long, man. I just had to get on here and remind these individuals that we're looking for CINCO de Crawford. That is it. You know what I'm saying? CINCO de Crawford next year, 2025, is going to change the way we ever looked at boxing forever. They're going to try anything and everything, y'all. They're going to try to hand Crawford a pre-open. They're going to be trying to have, hey, Crawford, hey, tell your team, make sure you bring your own water. Hey, make sure you bring your own motherfucking water, dog. Man, they're going to be trying to goddamn do anything and everything. Make sure you spray down your freaking dressing room. But more so, we're going to keep on putting the word out here for Canelo Alvarez to sign this motherfucking contract. And for these voices that want to bitch up for him, man, stop playing with the fans, man. Stop playing with the fans. Y'all are not keeping the same energy you had back then with these other fights. When Spence was in the equation at 147, he would have had to go past 54, past 68. I mean, past 54, past 60 to 68. And y'all was okay with that shit. Y'all was okay with Errol Spence going up there to 54, 60 to 68 and fighting Canelo. But y'all act like selective amnesia has taken over. Now, fuck that. It's called being pusillanimous, man. Being a coward. Stand on something and fall for anything. And it just seems like too many of you all are trying to push this narrative now that he's done fighting Edgar Berlanga, and it's a clear landscape. You know what I'm saying? The roadway is clear as it can be. No intersections. And y'all want to throw spike strips out there. Think about If Big Blowfish Spence versus Duck Nello, neither wanted to fight that Omaha Monster. For real, man. I'm saying they wasn't trying. They didn't want to come up with all these excuses. How can somebody be so unqualified, but you make them out to be so dangerous? How are you coming up with so many excuses? And he's a small guy. He don't sell tickets, you know. But Homie McGill don't sell no motherfucking tickets. John Ryder don't. Jamel Charlo don't. But you stepped in the ring with them, especially Mel Charlo from 154. You signed a contract to fight him. Why? Because it was a cherry pick. He's just thrown in there. You didn't feel no type of way that it was a threat to you. No one thought Jamel Charlo was going to beat Canelo. No one. No one. Even Jamel Charlo's shadow didn't think that he was going to win, nor did he feel comfortable for 12 rounds being in there, taking that ass whooping along with Mel. I mean, they shouldn't be after me for anything if they're not after the ones that's sitting up here making all the excuses for Nello. If Nello is the king, right? Why is all the running? I mean, for everyone, isn't it pretty difficult to run around with a crown? You're supposed to be, one of the kings at the top of the throne, and you have another king that's trying to challenge you. Is challenge you? Ain't trying. He's trying to get the contract signed, but he's called you out. And then I hear, oh, Canelo want the Demetri Bivol fight. And Billy might step up. This fight, you know what I'm saying? He might want the freaking other fight. So many other names come up besides Crawford. When Crawford is the biggest fight. We know it. We know it. Showbiz can continue to say what he want to say, but he's not making no sense, man. Nobody's believing that bullshit he'll say because, if he want to hype up T.O., if they want to follow the Mexican freaking wave and hype up T.O. to fight Crawford and T.O. goes in there and get knocked the fuck out, he'd be the same one in here talking about, Crawford did what he's supposed to do against T.O. T.O. been knocked down before and everything, so he might have had previous preconditions, existing, conditions. He might have had a little bit pugilistic, but it happens in the sport of boxing. And he'll throw the edits up in there and all that. No, get the fuck out of here. We don't want to hear about what happened to him in previous fights and he was getting dropped. Keep the same energy. He go in there, he wasn't supposed to be in there, and he got his ass tore up. He got decimated, just like Spence. Don't come in here trying to switch it up and try to say, well, if you look at it, he took a lot of damage. Yeah, he got his early, but he took a lot of damage in that Lomachenko fight. He took a lot of damage in that Kambosos fight, and he had a medical condition. He took a lot of damage when he was in there with the Sandor Martin fight to the point where he was questioning, do he still got it? He took a lot of damage in that Josh Taylor fight. He took a lot of damage, y'all, in the Klajic fight. Come on, bro. He'll come on here making excuses just like he wasn't hyping T.O. up. T.O. get beat down and then come on here the very next day. We understand in boxing it's tough. And though some styles look like they're competitive on paper, when it's time to shine under the lights, everybody's performance is different. And we can't see it as fight fans, but only fighter knows how they're broken down on the inside. And T.O., he may have needed some time off, with everything he had going on. Look, he'll start talking about he had this sponsorship, he had that sponsorship, he had this. He was over there training with Canelo. Give him time. He lost this fight, but give him time over there with Eddie Reynoso. I saw some good things in there when he was doing with Crawford. Give him a little bit more time with Eddie Reynoso, and he's going to be a threat. Hey, Rome wasn't built overnight. You know what I'm saying? T.O. he could still go in there and get it done. Rome wasn't built in a day, okay? Man, and throw all them edits and shit. Get the fuck out of here, dog. The fuck you talking about, man? Y'all want somebody to goddamn co-sign this bullshit ass boxing media shit? It's supposed to be the change of the times now? All because Bud want to fight Canelo? CINCO de CRAWFORD. Hey, don't say I ain't put it out there now. We want to see CINCO de CRAWFORD. I'm going to continue to remind the Mexican boxing fans, we want to see CINCO de CRAWFORD in 2025. Come on, Canelo. Come on, Canelo, make the fight, man. CINCO de CRAWFORD. We want to see that green, white, and red. You know what I'm saying? We want to see you step up to the plate because nobody on your resume has the accolades of Crawford. And nobody on Crawford resume has the accolades of a Canelo Alvarez. So that makes it even better that both of y'all are more than qualified to face one another. More than qualified, goddammit. More than qualified. Shout out to MKB in the building. Molly King Boxing on deck. What's great, Crawford, the legend, until Canelo can prove us fans wrong? For sure. I agree. You know what I'm saying? I agree. But y'all hold it down, man. It's been 1.5, man. Keep CINCO de CRAWFORD in your thoughts. Somebody pass the word to Canelo. Send a pigeon, a stork, and drop that message out. Hey, sign the contract and stop bullshitting.